Welcome to Fire Engineering Training Minutes. I'm Cody Allison. We're going to go over the daily procedure checkoff on a chainsaw. What you want to do first is make sure it's full on fuel. You always want to make sure it's topped off because you never know when you're going to need it, and plus it won't run without fuel. You want to check the bar oil after that. You check the bar oil because it helps lubricate the chain. And if it doesn't have any bar oil, it's going to gum up on you and it won't run anymore. So you'll check your bar oil to make sure you have plenty of oil in it. After you check all that, you want to get ready to start the saw. You want it to be in the choke position on a cold start because it will not start without the choke on if it has not been started. You want to make sure the decompression switch is on because that helps you to pull on helps you from kickback on the pull, and it's also easier on the motor. You want to check your chain, make sure it's on correctly, and make sure it's not too tight or too loose. And on correctly on a bullet chain is it's got a little bullet shape on the front, and it's supposed to point forward on the top and backwards on the bottom. And then after you check the chain, you want to make sure it's locked, because it's always going to be in lock position when it's running. Make sure it's on, and then after that, you're going to start it. When you pull it, it's going to kind of sound like it's going to run, but it's going to die more than likely because the choke's on. So after that, you want to turn the choke off, and then you'll give it another pull. It might take 2 or 3 pulls, but when it starts, it's going to idle up really high. You want to pop the throttle to set the idle on and then you'll want to pick it up. You don't want to run it on the ground because it'll sit here and do this, and it'll beat the bottom of the saw up. Once you pick it up, you can unlock the bar lock. You always want to have 2 hands on it, so when you unlock it, just unlock it with your fingers and keep your thumb around the handle. You'll want to run it, kind of give it full throttle and let it idle, full throttle, let it idle, and then you'll want to full throttle it. It's not made to run at half throttle. It's made to run at full throttle. So you want to make sure it's running right, and then you want to also, you can point the chain kind of towards the ground, and you want to make sure that it's lubricating correctly. You'll run it for a second, and then you'll see oil flinging on the ground, so you know that it's lubricating. And don't just start it and kill it, because it's bad for the engine if you do that. So now I'm going to demonstrate the running procedure in real time. And that's how you daily check off your chainsaw. Now let's go take a look at using chainsaw and vertical ventilation. Now we're on the roof, and we're going to demonstrate how to use a saw and a vertical ventilation. Just a side note, we'd actually come up with the saw running. So today we went over the daily procedures of checking off your chainsaw, and we also demonstrated how to do a vertical ventilation with it. I'm Cody Allison, and thank you for watching Fire Engineering Training Minutes.